Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time joining us, thank you. Please consider hitting that subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell, and be notified whenever we put out content. Now, we started last week with dismantling more of the 38 Plymouth, and we're going to continue the second part of that today. That first video was just going to get too long, and I wanted to break it up into two segments so I didn't lose everybody, except my couple of diehard fans. Thank you very much. Anyways, we're going to keep working on this, and probably this video is going to be the last one that you see down in the shop, just because our weather is turning, and I don't like working in the cold. So let's just get back into it. Well, we got our bumper off in the brackets. Not too bad. The only downside is that both of the nuts and bolts on the outside are stuck, and unfortunately they're actually chrome, so likely this is going to twist off as well. And somewhere in my bag of parts is the other one here, but I'm going to have to find a way to weld some threaded material back on there so we can reuse that and retain the chrome bits, because I doubt I'm going to be able to find. As I was saying before the battery shut off, I doubt I'm going to be able to find one of these available anywhere, so may have to recreate one. But like I said, we got this fender off. There's a little bit of 70% battery, and the GoPro says I'm out of battery. Take three. Like I was saying, there is a little bit of rot and nasties in here, so we are going to have to address that, but otherwise everything else in here looks pretty good, and I've got some good good material here to take measurements from for the passenger side. A little thin up there, we'll have to do some work up here too, I guess, but by and large it's pretty good, at least all of it's here. We are going to go through, get all this cleaned up and spray this either with just the rubberized undercoating, rust encapsulator stuff, or we'll hit it with the Eastwood chassis black, just so it looks good under here. Probably the rubberized rust encapsulator, just because. Started working on the running boards, 1/2-inch hardware that's just gonna snap off. So there's that. I did go put penetrating oil on all the hardware up here, and anything I could see up under here. So what I want to do now is try and get this front bumper off. I'm trying to go after all the stuff that's going to the chromer. This is going to go to the chromer. This, I think, is as well. This is a separate piece here, I believe. Down here is going to go to the chromer. These, I think, are going to clean up very well, as well as the top part of the grill sections here. These actually aren't pitted, and probably with some very fine, 3,000 plus compound, I can get them to clean up. But we'll see, because this area, this is a little pitted here. Dropped my battery. Oh. What I was saying is this area here is a little pitted, but this looks to be separate from this, maybe? I guess we'll see once we get it all apart. The sides here, these pieces are looking really good. These were not chrome. Door handles, I'm gonna have to get them off. Wheels, of course, are brand new. Nice Coker sets, so that's gonna be good. Really, bumper's the last big thing to get off. It's gonna have difficult parts. So let's just try and see if we can get that off. Well, that went a lot better than I expected it would, so maybe we press our luck and try some of this chrome. Not too sure I want to take the front wheels and stuff off yet, so let me Let me just try and work on this. No, we're gonna have fun with the running boards. Those are just, that hardware is just gonna snap off, I'm sure, because it's already started to. So, let's see what happens. Yeah, there's like 4-inch long chunks of angle iron welded to the frame and the running boards. So I'm gonna have to come back to this because I don't really want to crawl into the car right now. Alrighty, well my fingers are getting a little frosty, so I'm gonna take a quick peek here at getting off some of this front chrome, and I think call it a night, just because, yeah, I don't really like the cold. Just some straight blade screws. That appear to have some nut behind them. And I don't have any sockets down here small enough. They're probably a 3/8 or 5/16, and I don't have any of that small stuff down here. So I'm gonna go back to the garage or the house where it's warm and think about my life choices. Maybe tomorrow it'll be a little warmer, and I will think about jacking up the front end and getting this these giant front flares off. Then that gives me the opportunity to get at these brackets for the front bumper, and A, get them out of the way, and B, start getting them prepped for paint. I think we're going to use the Eastwood chassis black on it, and go from there. I mean, once these front pieces are off, that's going to give me the ability to start working them, doing the body work on them, getting them cleaned up, ready for primer. Probably plenty of block sanding to do. There's a few spots of rust and nasties to deal with, so not going to be a 5-minute job for any of those by any means, but it's at least going to be a step in the right direction and something we can work with more easily up in the garage without having to drag cars and push cars all over the place. So, all right, new day for me, and as you can probably tell, I'm kind of dirty already. I've actually been down here for, I don't know, about 2 hours trying to get some of this stuff off. Most importantly, the driver's side running board is off. It was kind of a giant mess. You can see the remnants of the angle iron that was welded on over here, and I just cut this one off as well. These brackets that should be on it originally look okay, so hopefully save those. Unbolted it from under here on the fender. The fender has some rust issues, yep, we knew that. But now we can go ahead soon, jack it up, take off the wheel, get off this big wheel fairing, fender, whatever you want to call it. Took off the side shields here for the engine bay, and more importantly, I started working on getting off this chrome here for the grill. And what I think I'm going to have to do is take off top of the hood here and just sort of disassemble this whole front end, because there's little bolts all along here that I really can't get to like this. So I may just have to look at removing this entire front piece as an assembly and then taking it apart, as long as I'm not going to interrupt things like the radiator. There's a couple of horns in there. Anyways, we still don't have our new weld-on tabs or cage fasteners for this this back section here, so I'm just going to wrap this one up. We didn't get a whole lot of anything big accomplished, just a lot of little stuff, which I guess some people might say that is progress. I guess I'll call it progress. We did get both of our front and rear fender off and all the bracketry for that. Well, kind of. I still need to get here and get these metal brackets off for the front bumper, but I can't do that until I get it up off the ground. which I can't do until I put the back end back on the ground. So we're going to wrap this one up. Next episode for the Plymouth, hopefully we'll be able to get in and finish putting the patches in the rear fender there, rear wheel well, and fitting on the fender. So we make sure that fits in where it goes, and then that'll help us get the rest of the body here aligned and ready for more paint prep. After that, pull off the rest, the hood's off, pull off the trunk, and this door has some damage. That's gonna have to be fixed. But I'm gonna try and limit the time the doors are off the vehicle, short of masking off the door, because the interior still is in good shape. And I don't want that to sit down here and just get dirty over the winter. So a little more chrome to take off. There's the parts back here for the trunk. Those come off, the door handles, just little bits and pieces. So I'll probably do some of this stuff off camera just because nobody wants to see that. You want to see big stuff, the paint, the bodywork, the primer, putting it all back together and putting it on the ground and going back to the owner, right? Right. So that's what we're gonna do. Until next time, have fun doing what you're doing, and we'll see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.